hopefully it will work. You just got 3 years of experience, no biggie. Try stuff out. We'll see if it works. Maybe not. It could just kind of give us no signal at all for some reason. There we go. Greetings, Eggmans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. That's right, Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. Actually, I've got that. Hold on, let me bring that up. Why do I have the Wraith of God stuff here? It would be helpful if I actually had a professional show one of these days. Yes, indeed. Actually, it's the 3-year anniversary here. Yes, indeed, people. And in fact, hopefully, let's see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work. Come on, work. Please work. There we go. The woods. Yes, indeed. The woods out there where Bear lives. Yes, indeed. Trying something a little bit different here today. I was going to try and do this as like a sort of a background of some kind there, hoping that would work. I need to get like a switcher or something. I actually have a switcher here, but it won't do it where it can do both at the same time. I tell you what, people, Bear is complaining to you people, but thank you very much. My mic is low. Hold on. Test. It's low. It is. It's fine. What are you talking about, Jiminy? It's fine. I tell you what, knocking Bear right off the pedestal. He was right up there, enjoying himself out there. Then all of a sudden, Jiminy comes along. Bear, we can't hear you. Yes, you can. You can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello. I'm talking right into the microphone. Very low. Good to see. No, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Miguel. One of Bear's original, I tell you what, one of his original subscribers out there. So it's great to see Miguel out there. Yes, indeed. We were actually was trying to do it where, let me see if I can pull it up here, like our news story here where we'd have that, yada yada yada, that sort of deal. So I was trying to do that as a background. Actually, let me see if I can turn this on. 1 second here, people. It would help if Bear was prepared for all of this. But once again, the professional show, very much elusive to Bear out there. So let's see if this will. Yes, please, Jiminy, please turn your speakers up. I tell you what, you need to turn your bell tone up there, Jiminy. You got to turn up the hearing aid out there. All right, so I can't. Let me see. Let me do this. 1 second, people. 1 second here. So we actually do have 2 cameras here. So I can actually do this number. If it'll work. I hope it'll work. Does it work? I think it did. I gotta look at YouTube here. Hello, everybody. There we go. Hello, everybody. So, actually was trying to do 2 cameras at the same time there, but, it wasn't quite working out there for Bear. So anyways, I tell you what, great to have everybody here. Long story short, Bear is doing a 3-year anniversary of his show here. So I want to thank everybody. I tell you what, Bear's got so many thanks out there. He might not have enough time to do everything, but I just want to send a special thanks to everyone out there. Some of the lurkers even. We all thank you for checking out the show over the years. Hopefully you guys have had some enjoyable times with Bear and maybe learned a thing or two. Really just have the fun out there with Bear. So I do appreciate everyone out there. You are the ones that makes the show possible. Bear, I tell you what, wouldn't want to be just kind of talking to himself. So I want to thank everybody out there, especially all the longtime folks, much like Miguel out there, originally signed up with Bear. I tell you what, it's been quite a bumpy ride, but hey, we're trying our best here, and one of these days we will do a professional show. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get right to it, people. Get right to it here. I tell you what, let me switch it up here just a second. Let me switch gears here because people, I tell you what, one of the things you come to the show here for, not necessarily to know what's going on, but actually to see what's going to go on. Yes, indeed. So let's get right on into it. Bear was actually talking the other day about Wraith of God, but not Wraith of God here. Let me find it here. Where could it be? I think this is. Nope, wrong one. There we go. We were actually talking. One was your boy Zach out there doing his Jawbreakers campaign, and also a gentleman goes by the name of Young Rippa out there. The Rippaverse that he's doing out there. So two campaigns doing really well. And then, of course, we've got some stragglers out there. Just a couple stragglers out there talking about the wrecked planet from Uncle E out there. Well, just out of the blue, I tell you what, just out of the blue, all of a sudden, people, the colors are complete. Yes, indeed. And he goes on, he says, let me find it here. Hey, Cyberfrog 2 wrecked planet backers, the colors are complete. Well, it's about time. It is beautiful. Kyle Ritter outdid himself. Thank you all for allowing us to complete this project. It is 73 pages, and it's quite a trip. We're about halfway through the lettering there, and he's got a nice little. I'm not sure if this maybe a cover. This might be a cover of some kind. I'm not really sure. Maybe just some artwork there in the beginning there, but we're about halfway through the lettering, and he says, I'll update. That is complete. I'll update when that is complete as well. So there you go. Very cool. Very interesting. I tell you what, if Uncle E wants to have some sort of extra product out there, I tell you what, the what do you call that? The like chrome, I guess, or maybe silver that he has there on his arms there, always has the reflection there. Always looks great. I think there should be like a Cyberfrog brand like chrome polish out there. If even in the apocalypse, you gotta keep your chrome shiny out there. Yes, indeed. So there we are. There's that. It goes on. This Sunday, that's tomorrow, July 17th, we are going to offer a second chance campaign. It's been open for like 2 years. What the hell? For new backers as we go to print. We'll launch here on Indiegogo at noon on July 17th. From the original campaign, he's going to be offering the Jay Lee cover, the Heroes cover, the Villainous Scum, I'm assuming cover, the Salamandroid Death Sting cover, the Heartstick Horror, the Salamandroid and Cyberfrog PVCs, the original art pages. I don't know how many of those are left. All other bonus items and limited variants will not be offered as they are for the original backers. But there are 15 honeycomb boxes up for sale and for grabs. For the new campaign, we'll be offering for sale the... let me bring this up here so people can read that. I tell you what, people, one of these days, we will actually do a professional show. Let me move this here real quick here. Oops, not the wrong one. For crying out loud. There we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, hold on. One of these days. There we are. So, again, we have for the new campaign, he's going to be offering the Stalker cover, the family cover. I'm not sure if that is the picture here or not. The family cover, 24-hour variant, the Kenneth Roquefort erect variant, the Kenneth Roquefort Death Sting variant, the Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination poster, and the Milk and Honey Vispas collection folder as seen below. So there you are. There, I tell you what, there is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different books that you can get there. I tell you what, for maybe $25 there, that's quite a bit if you wanted to collect all of those there. So very cool. Anyways, the Vispas collection folder there. I guess where you can put in some of your books. Yeah, there we go. You can put in some of your books there. Thank you again. I'll be moving on to a Rainbow the Brute now, and then Cyberfrog 3 coming in 2033. From Ethan Van Sciver, very busy owner of All Caps Comics. Yes, indeed. So we were actually talking just the other day, just the other show. Hey, hopefully some of this stuff with some of the other campaigns, hopeful look out there for Bear. Hey, hopefully this maybe light a little fire there under Uncle E's took us out there and get stuff going. And well, I tell you what, not just but a couple days later, all of a sudden the colors are complete. So I tell you what, people, even if you're not into the either Jawbreakers or maybe into the What was the other? Oh, the Ripperverse stuff. If that might not be kind of your bag out there, at least the competition out there is kind of getting us some stuff to come a little bit faster. Hopefully just a little bit faster. All right. Let me see here. I tell you what, Bear should sell T-shirts saying, I tell you what, a Bear should actually. He actually needs to sell T-shirts. A Bear needs to sell something. I tell you what. I need to. Yeah, there we go. I should market that. I should market that. That and Indeed. That and also what would another T-shirt be? Greetings all. Maybe a greetings all or something like that. That would be pretty cool. All right, moving on. I tell you what, people, we are moving on right away here because let me find it here because we actually had. Nope, not that one. There we go. The Wraith of God. Oh, I got to turn back on the. It would be helpful if I turn back on the chat. There we are. So, anyways, our next project here is. Let me bring it up here for you good people. Don't want to keep people waiting out there. It is. Where is it? Gosh darn it, Bear. I tell you what. Is that it? And there we go. There we are. A Wraith of God has arrived. I tell you what, people, I'm pretty sure that a Wraith of God started pretty much after Cyberfrog. And I tell you what, it is actually almost finished. It is almost into Bear's Claws out here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Aaron. Oh, the Wraith of God graphic novel has finally arrived. The printed books look great, and they all seem... the boxes I have been able to crack open so far to be in excellent condition. The books arrived Thursday afternoon, and we were able to get 25 multiple book packs out in the mail. We got another 30 packaged up later in the evening, and he says, I think once we get the ball rolling, we can get that number up to 100 packages a day. Very cool. Let's see, he goes on, he says, we will be fulfilling as fast as we can, but it's going to take a few weeks to get everything shipped out. So if you were first to get yours, please feel free to shout out from the rooftops, or from the woods, I suppose, that you got it and you love it. But please don't post any spoilers so that others waiting on you got it. And I tell you what, it is hard for Bear to go through the different bolding and unbolding here. You got it and love it, but please don't post any spoilers. Yeah, we already said that. Others are still waiting on their books, won't have their experience ruined. So don't at least put a spoiler alert out there. Also, remember that the Wraith of God Blood Hunters pre-launch campaign is up. If you haven't done so yet, please remember to give it a visit and sign up. There's no obligation, but gives Aaron an idea how many might be interested in the new up-and-coming campaign. I would say quite a bit. Also, if you sign up now, you are eligible to get a limited edition. Let me bring it up here. The limited edition of what was his name? Merv, the Astro Chimp, a trading card for free. I tell you what, you can't beat that price, people. Thank you all so much for your support of this project and making it a reality. There we go. There we go. He's even has space beer. How do you drink space beer? Because he's got a helmet on, so wouldn't the space beer evaporate? I don't know, it's space beer, so maybe it kind of stays liquid in space. Still, how do you get it through the helmet there? I guess we have to read the book to find out. There we go. Oh, and he finally got that thing covered, too. We actually have the... it would help if you people actually saw what Beer saw. So let me... Merv, the space chimp. He actually had this. Actually, Beer had this the other... There we go. So he actually had that covered. So there we go. Very cool. Very cool. Now he's got it covered. Pretty cool indeed. So I tell you what, he's being attacked. Being attacked out there. You gotta watch out for that. Gotta watch out for ladies coming out of the ground and trying to attack you. That's gotta be pretty bad out there. Yes, indeed. All right, moving on. Because we actually have more. We actually do have more, people. We do have more. There is the cover. Let's see. He had... Oh, there is the... let's see. What was it called? The Blood Hunters. Blood Hunters. Why am I not getting a signal, for crying out loud? We'll figure this out, people. We will figure this. Hopefully it stays for Bear here. Yeah, get right on into it with, of course, we're talking about your boy Zach out there with his campaign, the Iron Sights, kind of a combination campaign, Iron Sights and Impossible Stars. So on this one, he has Iron Sights 3. The interior art is complete. Hi, everyone. Hi, ya boy. Abai Canalis has completed all 84 pages for Iron Sights 3. He will now work on the back cover illustrations. Pardon me here. Back cover illustrations, while Kelsey Shannon works on the front cover art. Very cool. Thanks. And that would be Richard out there. Yes, indeed. Very cool. Thank you so much, Richard, for letting us know. Finally, I tell you what, we're probably going to get, I probably guarantee that we're going to get Wraith of God first. Probably Iron Sights and Impossible Stars, probably before we get Cyberfrog out there. We'll see. We will see out there. So there we go. And finally, let me get to it here. Because Bear actually just had this, where is it here? Bear actually just got this just moments ago here. So let me get right on into it here. Find it here. There we go. Okay, so once again, if you weren't familiar, what was his name? Young Rippa out there, he actually started, instead of going through Indiegogo, he actually went through his own website there. It might have saved some stuff on the front end, might have cost some stuff at the very beginning there, setting it all up. So we'll see on the post-mortem whether or not that worked out for him or not, instead of going through Indiegogo. But also we have here from Von Klaus, he's announcing his Rise Again Comics.com. Greetings, fiends. Big things to announce, so let's get to it. Announcing Rise Again Comics. .com. There we go. So let the story rule. Very cool. And he's got a launch trailer. All that great stuff. After we finish Terror in the Trenches, we will launch the store and you can buy books directly. Another huge step in the Rise Again empire has been made. Yes, indeed. Presenting, he's got the patches here. Very cool. You always got to get a patch there so you can put it on your motorcycle jacket when you're riding the hog. As for finishing up the book, we're almost... I keep forgetting to order. Terror in the Trenches. Here is a video of Eric Weathers lettering it. Eric letters too much. We're going to be going to print sooner than later, people. Very cool. So I tell you what, don't be like Bear and keep forgetting about that. Go check out Terror in the Trenches out there. In other news, the Terror in the Trenches art contest has finally ended. Judging has begun. Thanks to all the amazing artists who entered. You guys made Terror and the crew cooler than I could ever seen them. I appreciate you and all the hard work that you put in. You can find the entries in our fan section on our website. Bear always likes the art contest, especially if they were able to put it in the book or maybe after the fact there. Very cool. I kind of enjoy seeing some of that stuff where, if you've got a larger campaign out there, start to help out some of the up-and-coming artists. Although, I tell you what, Von Klaus isn't the artist. I'm trying to remember. Vaughn, I'm sorry, I don't recall the artist that he had here for his book. But, yeah, definitely helping out some of those people. Very cool. The winner will be announced shortly, and he also wanted to share this amazing piece by Billy Baxo. It's an homage to the classic Shadow magazine, and it's done in the Black Terror style. So there you go. I didn't get a chance to pull this out, but very cool. Very nice artwork there. Like the colors. I like the colors in there. You can still get the huge, monstrous book, Monster MD, as an add-on when you purchase Tit. Don't forget Tit. Once again, Monster MD, very good book. He could have easily split this in half. It's, gosh, I forget, 160 pages, something like that. Probably one of the most voluminous books out there. In other news, I got the Tit Stamp. The Tit Stamp. I can't wait to make sure you know which book is in your mailbox, coming straight out of the trenches. So, I remember on the last campaign that he did, he added some stuff there to the outside of the box. Very cool. It kind of made it kind of a, like Christmas present opening. A nice little package. I tell you what, some of the stuff where some of the artists are coming out with the innovative packaging out there, very cool, very interesting stuff. So he's got the little, was that a stamp or a stamp out there? So very cool, very neat. He should sell the stamp. That'd be pretty cool. Thank you all for your support. Not long to wait now. I appreciate you. Until the next time, fiends. That would be the Vonster out there at Rise Again Comics. So there you go. Go check that out if you were interested. If you were interested in all of that. So there we go. Very cool indeed. So let's go ahead and get back here. See what the old chat has to say. If Bear can find it here. Yes, indeed. I tell you what would be a good T-shirt out there. Yes, indeed. So let me see. Let me find the. There we go. We can look at the woods as the sun sets out there, and Bear resets here. Bear really needs to have like a video transition or something like that. Like when he goes in between some of the stuff here. So let me find it here. One of these days, talk amongst your shells, people. Talk amongst your shells. All right, so let's go ahead find where is it here? Where would it be? Did I not do that? Oh shoot, I forgot to do it. Oh well. Anyways, we've got got some news out here. Yes, indeed. From Screen Rant, and this would be Josh Fox. Why? It's now okay to say the MCU movies are bad. What? Well, holy cow, where did that come from? Where the heck did that come from? The MCU's Phase 4 mixed reception has continually had people lash out against any criticism, but there's plenty of reasons why it should be allowed. Well, thank you, Josh Fox at Screen Rant for finally allowing us to maybe have some criticisms out there for the MCU. The MCU, as it were. If there's one thing to take away from the MCU Phase 4, it's that it should be perfectly fine to say that MCU movies are bad. No kidding. Wow. The MCU has been a pop culture powerhouse for almost 15 years. Holy cow. And as such, it's developed a fan base that includes many people who will ardently defend it at every turn, including those from Screen Rant. As good as that sort of passion may be, it's not always warranted, especially with some of the more recent entries. What? You mean like Shang-Chi? Bear's favorite movie so far. MCU Phase 4 has been releasing many more projects that have been met with mixed or negative reception than the previous phases. Oddly enough, this has caused some people to become more defensive of the MCU. Rather than criticize the shows or movies for, to name some common criticism, bad CGI. That's pretty much almost all of them at the very end. Lackluster storytelling. Pretty much every single... Bear hasn't seen every one of them. Pretty much every one of them that Bear has seen here. Really good first act, pretty decent second act, and then it just kind of trips over itself on the third act. I mean, every single time it seems like for Bear. So probably got a really good a draw from maybe the comic world. They might not use specific items there, but kind of draw upon it to kind of fill out the sort of idea of the world of the MCU out there. But trying to make a conclusion, especially when your entire premise of movies is, okay, this movie is going to feed into the next movie. You've got sort of a soap opera effect out there. The story never ends. The days of our lives twirl around and around, and it's always the same. Cliffhanger at the end. You gotta wait for the next movie, and then you wait for the next movie, and then you gotta wait for the next movie. It's never really resolved. What the heck is going on out there? Somebody is driving by in a boat. I tell you what, people, making a bunch of noise out there. So anyways, I would say the CGI would be kind of the issue there, especially something like a Black Panther. I mean, what'd that make? Like $1 billion, and the CGI was just, it wasn't all that great. Let's see. Many have gotten into the habit of saying that the criticisms are overblown at best and entirely out of line at worst. How dare you, sir? Both usually lead to heavy vitriol levied at anyone who has any sort of criticism, even those said in good faith. Some might say they might be accused of, I don't know, sexism, racism, homophobia, any of the phobias out there. One might say. While the MCU is far from the only fandom to have this sort of behavior, it's certainly become one of the most noticeable to engage in recent years. Moving on. The less than positive reception from some of the more recent movies has ironically made people more defensive of them. Well, some people, Mr. Screen Rant fella. But if anything, said reception shows that it should be okay to say that the MC movies are bad. What? No way. With how popular the MCU is, it makes sense that there would be people defending it at every turn. Even some people, they might be paying. Disney might be paying to defend that. In fact, some might be at ScreenRant.com. They might be. There are plenty of reasons why it should be okay to criticize the MCU movies, especially when some of their older projects are taken into account. Can't do that. One of the biggest reasons as to why criticism of the MCU movies should be more understood than they often are is that at the end of the day, most of the movies still get great critical and audience reception. Well, there's a whole bunch of terrible movies out there that have made a whole bunch of money. I mean, some people might criticize something like an Avatar movie out there. It made more money than any of the movies out there. Some might say, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it still made a whole lot of money out there. Yes, indeed. The MCU, says Jiminy Cricket. Yes, indeed. Where was beer? Where was he? I need to have a marker or something like here. While more recent Phase 4 movies have gotten less positive reception than their predecessors, the fact that most entries have been well received means that people still do enjoy the MCU. Well, you're contradicting yourself here, especially with some movies still being held in high regard years after release. Not only that, but Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Spider-Man were Phase 4 movies that were well loved by people. I would say Gary Shipman's favorite movie out there, Shang-Chi, especially in the case of Spider-Man No Way Home, became critical and financial successes. While numerous factors played in, why didn't they have Sam Raimi do the Spider-Man movie? That would have been perfect. It would have came full circle. I don't know. Maybe something to do with Sony. I'm not sure. But he should have done that movie instead of the Doctor Strange movie. It's silly. Kind of silly. If people are having problems, those people, with MCU movies, then it's likely because the movies are doing something wrong. What? As opposed to them hating the entire MCU timeline. And that alone should give people the right to criticize them. Well, also, because they're taking a lot of this stuff and they're killing off traditional masculine or male heroes out there and are putting in their place sort of feminine. It's fine. I mean, if you want a 120-pound girl kind of kicking, special forces guys around or something like that, but it's not real or anything like that. But yeah, okay. That would be kind of a complaint with I wouldn't say the entire timeline, but at least Phase 4 part of it. Maybe part 3 as well. Marvel got away with some bad movies before Phase 4. Another reason to criticize Phase 4 would be that Marvel has had plenty of bad movies before. Ant-Man and the Wasp, for example, is widely regarded as an average movie that at best largely existed for its cliffhanger tie-in to Avengers and Infinity War. Also could say Captain Marvel as well. And even when it's being viewed favorably, Avengers Age of Ultron is still seen as the weakest of the Avenger movies. Not only that, but The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, and Thor The Dark World all received a largely negative reception from fans and critics alike, and to this day, they're largely seen as the worst movies in the MCU. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Blah, 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 blah. They're talking about the Eternals. Yada, yada, yada. La, 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 la. Eternals, Doctor Strange, and Thor, Love of Thunder are hardly terrible movies. We shall see in just a second. Especially compared to the more established weak entries in the MCU movie section. But if they are each criticized the way that they have after one another, then it probably means that there are actual things that they're doing wrong, or aspects of the larger MCU leading to these attitudes and discussions. Yes, indeed. Well, let's actually take a look at that. Let's take a look. So let's go over to our good friends here at Deadline, and that would be Anthony D'Alessandro over here. Thor, Love and Thunder falling 68% in weekend 2. What? While the crawdads, blah, blah, blah. That murdering lady. We'll get into that in a second. Let's see. It says updated as of Saturday a.m. Let me take a drink. There we go. Let's see. The wearing down of the MCU luster is unfortunately being seen. What? No way. Yeah, I guess it's finally okay to say that some of these movies might be bad. The Thor, Love and Thunder is having a great fall. Why would you put great... anyways, with a 68% drop for a second weekend, that's estimated to be around $46.5 million. While the Taika Waititi directed movie, okay, can we finally, if we're criticizing movies here, can we finally criticize Taika Waititi, whatever the heck is? Listen, people, Beer is no fan, especially early on some of his early movies, even some of the later movies. You could see some of the early just blatant racism there from Taika Waititi there, which is kind of strange because he comes from, what is it, New Zealand or something like that. If you have a problem with a certain group of people, they're in New Zealand. Go take it up with them. Why are you blasting people around the world for that? So that guy, Beer's not a fan out there. Let's see. The directed movie improved beyond its high $130 million estimates last weekend into the $144 million range. That's actually not very good. Probably a $200 to $300 million budget, so they barely made half of it back. It's clear from all these sour audience scores of a B+ cinema score and 3.5 stars are taking their toll. Thor's second weekend drop ranks amongst the MCU's worst. That would include Doctor Strange, Black Widow, forget about Spider-Man No Way Home's 68% drop. That's largely due to Christmas, and everyone knows that Sony MCU title was making money hand over fist. Yes, indeed. Still, I mean, that's quite a drop there. Marvel is getting beating this summer by a Tom Cruise movie, granted a long-awaited sequel by his fans with Top Gun Maverick. How many people were waiting for a Top Gun sequel? I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but I mean, if you ask somebody, I don't know, 5 years ago, hey, do you think maybe a Top Gun needs a sequel? And you'd be like, maybe, I guess. I don't know. Is Libya still a threat? I guess. Okay, whatever. I wouldn't say that it was long awaited. I wouldn't say there's any large campaigns out there that was like, gosh, we need to have another Top Gun movie out there. It's set to make $617.6 million by tomorrow. The erosion here in the MCU box office bucks and audience exits is a rich man's problem. It is for the studio. It's losing money. How can it be a rich man's whatever? Again, it is the dilution of results because they're stretched thin between the development of streaming services and movies. No, again, because they're not very good movies and people have kind of caught on to some of that. Anecdotally, Thor 4 is quite a fun ride. And if you see it in Screen X, what the heck is Screen X? It's mind-blowing. What the hell is Screen X? Hold on, people. 1 second here. Pardon, Bear. Let's see. Look up ScreenX. What the hell is ScreenX? A panoramic film format which presents films with an expanded dual-sided 270-degree screens projected at the walls in the theaters. Huh? Okay. It's a big screen, apparently. It's really big, apparently. It's mind-blowing. It's a fast clip at 1 hour and 58 minutes. That is not a fast clip. It should be about 90 minutes. 90 to 120 minutes, thereabouts. Comes a little short of 120, but that's not a fast clip at all. And not as Byzantine as Doctor Strange 2 and Eternals. But clearly something isn't resonating with fans. I've been told by sources that they and critics obviously don't think it's as good as Ragnarok. Well, why don't you tell us? Why do you need to be told by other people? I just let it, hey, I don't think it's as good as Ragnarok. Okay, there we go. That pick, despite having a lower opening than Thor 4, possessed a higher grossing second weekend with $57 million, and that was during November, not the summer. Meanwhile, Sony 3000 Pictures, Hello Sunshine's feature take on the murderous author out there of Delia Owens, who is wanted for murder in Africa. What was it? It was like, oh gosh, which country was that? I forget which country it was in Africa there, but they had it on tape. Freaking Diane Sawyer was narrating. Diane Sawyer would never lie to us, would she? Would Diane Sawyer ever lie to us? I don't know. Anyways, they had it on tape. Her husband was burying the body and all that, and Delia Owens, I guess you got to write what you know out there. So if you get away with murder, say in a foreign country out there, you might want to write about a book about getting away with murder. You got to write what you know. Excuse me. Jiminy Cricket corrects Bear out here. He says, no one was waiting for a Top Gun sequel. It's just a fantastic movie that everyone loves. Even people who don't like Tom Cruise. Well, there you go. Again, all you got, and I would, let me add in addition to that, Jiminy. One of the complaints there in the other article was talking about a bad CGI effects. Bear hasn't seen I need to go check it out, but hasn't seen the new Top Gun movie, but the stuff that he saw, it's all in camera. It might have a couple of things where it's got some CGI stuff there, but pretty much all in camera. All the flying is actually really done. They might have a pilot in the front seat, but all the G-forces, all that sort of stuff. That's all real. I think people want a little bit more of a sort of realistic take out there rather than just CGI kind of clashing together. It just doesn't really have much of an impact. If you've seen one CGI fest fight out there, you've probably seen them all. There's not really much of a sort of difference. I think that's why people like, for example, like the John Wick movies, or what was the other one that was they did kind of in camera there. Anyways, just kind of getting away from some of the CGI stuff out there. So I would say a combination of stuff out there. Anyways, let's get back to the murderous Delia Owens out there. In her novel, Where the Crawdads Sing, is coming in ahead of its $9 to $10 million projections, with a $15 million in third. There we go. A small win here for the $24 million. You got a ways to go there. How the hell do you spend $24 million on a lady in a boat? What the heck? Before P&A, some rival estimates believe that the pick might be able to hit $17 million. That goes on and talks about how it's just a hit with the female movie audience out there. Let's see. Social media monitor Relish Mix noticed that the pre-release social chatter spun around the book as savvy fans wondered how the movie would play with the compression of the story into a 2-hour film and the tone of the trailer in relation to how they experienced the, quote, lyrical and haunting but oddly peaceful story, and also murderous of the author out there, allegedly, of the novel. The added layer of the Taylor Swift. Oh, so they're bringing back Taylor Swift now. Taylor Swift was a anchor on the article last time, and now she's adding a layer which was released 2 weeks ago, is also a fresh element for fans too. Well, they can just listen to the song. They don't have to go to a movie. Crying out loud. I tell you what. Hence, those audience exits are quite promising, considering that fans of the book been truly upset. Had they been truly upset, crawdads would be in free fall at the box office. Instead, the social media awareness levels are running in line with the drama thriller norms at 156 million across Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Instagram and TikTok. However, 431 million fans. Are we sure about that? Has Elon Musk actually proven that? Including her YouTube channel at 46 million subscribers. Plus producer Reese Witherspoon at, 34 million fans, at a social grand total of 587 million fans. But there was only, let's find it here. Basically, they're trying to predict, it came in at 15 to 16 million. They think it might come in at 24 million. Okay, so if the ticket prices was about $1, you would still need a whole bunch of people to come in to, I mean, they're trying to make the comparison here that look at all these fans that Taylor Swift and what's her face, Reese Witherspoon have. Look at all these fans, holy cow! But yet, there's only that's twice the population of the United States there. So you'd figure okay, maybe 1 in 10 people might go watch not even that. It's like a fraction of that. So once again, that's why good old Elon Musk was trying to figure out about the bots out there. So I'm not sure if that is actually accurate out there. Anyways, it goes on to break it all down, and the Paws of Fury, it just isn't doing that well. Just isn't doing that well at all. But again, we go back up here to Thor: Love and Thunder, dropping a complete 68%. I would say that has to do a lot with word of mouth and people just kind of getting. I would say, I think the people that really liked Ragnarok was probably going to go and watch it again. But I would say also kind of on the flip side of it is saying, okay, here is Thor Ragnarok 2, is it going to be as good? Probably people were saying, it's not as good as the original, so might want to hold off onto it. Go watch it on, online or rent it, or God forbid if you go and get Disney Plus out there, you can watch it there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, people. I tell you what. You come here not to see what's going on, but what's going to go on, and also. Listen, Bear knows his audience out there. You might come here for the movie talk, for the comic talk. You might even talk a little bit about Bear silliness out there, but you're really here for the NFT talk. Yes, indeed. The crypto talk out there, people. Talking about NFT marketplace OpenSea laying off just a small amount of 20% of its staff because they've entered what's called a crypto winter. Dun, 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 dun. Despite, by the way, this is Lucas Mattery, whatever. Lucas at TechCrunch out there. Despite a significant depression in the crypto markets, what? Who knew? Who could have told people that? I don't know, a year ago, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. Some person out there, maybe an animal out there. Uh-oh, I got to plug in my computer. 1 second here, people. That would help. Otherwise Beer's computer would just crash. Let's see. Where was Beer? Let's see. Plenty of the top players have been hesitant to say that the quote good times are over for the time being. But as NFT marketplace OpenSea announced today, they're laying off around 20% of the company's employees. The top crypto startup CEO isn't mincing words. Oh my goodness. He says, quote, the reality is that we have entered an unprecedented combination of crypto winter and broad macroeconomic instability. Well, wait a minute, 1 second, sir. I thought crypto was a hedge a hedge against all of that stuff. How is crypto going down with the rest of the stuff? That is a head scratcher. And we need to prepare for the company for the possibility of a prolonged downturn. What? No, it's going to come right back up, man. Come on, man. OpenSea CEO, that's a mouthful, Devin Fisner said in a message shared with staff that he posted publicly on Twitter as well. He says, today is a hard day for OpenSea as we're letting go of 20% of our team. Now, by the way, Mr. Fisner isn't going to take a 20% pay cut. Oh, God, he's not going to sell off like 20% of his crypto assets to keep those people. Oh, God, no. We got to get rid of those, useless people on our team. Here's the note I shared with our team earlier this morning. I'm sure it's a snoozer. The company did not specify exactly how many employees were, impacted by the decision. Grab a drink, crying out loud. Let's see his update. OpenSea tells TechCrunch that the company will have 230 employees following the layoffs. That doesn't. Okay, we don't know how many was there before, so we don't know how much that was. Fisner notes that impacted employees will be receiving health insurance into 2023, as well as accelerated equity vesting in 12 weeks of severance. Well, that's nice. The layoffs raise questions about the company's aggressive growth tactics and how they approach the sustainability of the NFT sector's breakneck growth. I would say maybe fraudulent growth. Maybe. In his note to the staff, Fisner says that the company has years of runway ahead of it. Right before that cliff at the very end. With these changes, assuming things don't get even bleaker. The changes we're making today puts us in a position to maintain multiple years of runway under various crypto winter scenarios, 5 years at the current volume, and give us high confidence that we will only have to go through this process once. He writes, later adding, winter is our time to build. For bears, it's actually, summer into fall. You get fat. You get your fatness out there, and then you go in your cave and you sleep it off until it becomes spring again. Pretty much no bear out there is building during the winter, unless he doesn't have enough food. So anytime that somebody says winter is our time to build, you might want to take a little bit of a question to that. OpenSea has been one of the top beneficiaries of crypto's 2021 to 2022 bull run, raising hundreds of millions in investor dollars, most recently at a $13.3 billion valuation. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. That growth has not been without its drama. Last month, one of the company's executives was arrested on charges of insider trading after an NFT trading scandal. No big worry there at all. Crypto's top venture capitalist has said that the talent entering the quote unquote, entering the crypto space is one of the biggest reasons they're bullish on the space. So you got more suckers out there. But as crypto giants continue to make huge layoffs, it's unclear how much of that talent is being held onto. Well, let's take an example, a small example of that. We were actually talking about this, I think, last month sometime. The Celsius network, they had the, what was it? The Luna folks out there. By the way, I've actually still have that here. Where is it? Where's our Luna? There we go. Where it just, it did fine. Oh, it went up, went down just a little bit, went up, went down, and then it just completely crashed, and billions of dollars just kind of wiped off the face of the earth. No biggie. A crypto lending company, Celsius Network, has filed for bankruptcy. That follows the Three Arrows. I think that was Singapore. Another couple $1 billion company there, just going into the ether there. And the crypto crash has claimed another corporate victim. Oh my goodness, corporate network. Celsius Network has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The crypto leading company's future has been in question ever since it abruptly halted all withdrawals and transfers That's right, exactly 1 month ago. It now hopes to continue operating with its remaining $127 million in cash. No biggie. Because they only have, according to the network's filings, the company has between $1 billion and $10 billion in assets, but owes a similar amount. Well, I'm sure the $167 million will help cover that. The 5 largest claims ranged between $20 million and $80 million each. The company was valued at $3.25 billion last year and has managed as much as $24 billion worth of assets before this year's just minor sell-off. No biggie. That had reportedly dipped to around $12 billion before it locked withdrawals. When you're valued at $12 billion and you lock your withdrawals, that might be, they might be raiding the cabinet there, allegedly. But the bankruptcy filing suggests it has less now. No kidding. There have been questions, to say the least, about Celsius' business model and operations, and they describe some of those. Celsius now says it halted withdrawals last month to avoid a bank run. Aw, poor guys. Without a pause, the acceleration of withdrawals would have allowed certain customers, those who were first to act, to be paid in full while leaving the others behind to wait for Celsius to harvest a value from illiquid or longer-term assets deployments activities before they receive a recovery, reads a portion of the company's press release. The crypto hedge fund, Three Arrows, was also forced to file for bankruptcy earlier this month when they lost their companies, or their people that invested in them. They lost all their money. So, hey, easy come, easy go. I mean, $3.25 billion. They were worth as much as $24 billion. Just over a couple months, they went back down to $12 billion. And then they just, when you go to your bank and they says, we lost a little bit of money, but we got everything in there. You go to them and you say, hey, I don't want to withdraw everything, but I need a couple bucks to help cover the future or whatever. Oh, sorry, you can't withdraw the money that you have in your account. I'm sorry, close window. You might, this is just speculation here, people, but you might be a scam. Yes, indeed, you might. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get back to it here, people, because I don't know if I am still streaming. How about that? Holy cow, people, it's been an adventure here. Yes, it has. All right, let me get out of this because, let me find it here, because we got the beautiful sunset out there. It's starting to set out there. Actually, it looks like it's a little, hold on. Oh, they got some nice clouds, but Bear didn't get it in the frame there. Oh, well, some nice, beautiful clouds somewhere in there. Off to the right there. Just imagine that. Just imagine that as you were. So anyways, there we go. Trying it out here, people. Definitely trying to try some different things here. I don't have any lights going. Let me turn on the light. There's a light. Let's see. Will it do it? There we go. Let's see if that... Oh, of course. Freaking... I've got to watch the YouTube thing because I can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. Anyways, Bear had some stuff there to talk about. Never had a chance to check out the comics there, but that's some of the stuff from Alterna. Some good stuff there. Bear had to... I was going to try and go through some of this stuff there, but I just didn't have the time out there. Where is it? Why isn't... Come on. There we go. There's Bear's Claws there. Yes, indeed. So maybe try something like that in the future there, kind of switching back and forth. Still need a switcher out there, though. So was hoping to do like this sort of stuff, but have the woods in the background. I think it would look pretty cool, but you never can tell. Never can tell. Actually, since it's Bear's anniversary here, I'll do a little bit of... I tell you what, Jiminy, you've come to the right day. We'll do a little bit behind-the-scenes stuff here. Hold on just 1 second. Let me move. Sorry about that. Move the microphone here. Yeah, so anyways, we've got the... Let's see if we can zoom out here. A second. So you see this. I mean, that's just the Wolf and Batsy and a couple of the other stuff there. What you don't see is all all of these stuff that goes around on the other side. There's the computer over there. All the streaming stuff. You can probably see where it's. Let me see if I can tilt it here. It's all going out to the woods there. So all that fun stuff. Audio recorder. All that great stuff that we got. And you just don't happen to see. Oh, while Bear's doing his thing. Did it go the wrong way? Ah, gosh darn it. Lock, darn you. Lock. There we go. There we are. So a little bit of behind the scenes there for Bear. Pretty cool stuff. I don't have it really well lit. Just the one light there. Oh, let me move this. Here we go. And there we are. So pretty cool. Hope you people enjoyed that view. Let me go back to the other one here. Oh, I've got to switch it here. There we go. So Bear does have in the encoder, he has the switcher, but not one where it could do both video feeds at the same time there. So I need to work on that. Try to figure out how that works. And of course, trying to bring other artists or other folks in here as well. Still got to figure out that. Bear does have a Discord out there, so if you want to check out that, it's at the bottom there. It's called the Comics Bear on Discord. He's also got an email out there, so if you want to do that, it's also at the bottom of the description down there. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, once again, everybody, I want to thank everybody out there. You know, there's plenty of other channels out there, that talk about all sorts of stuff out there. But you know what? You great people have spent some time with a bear. I tell you what, there's not that many bears on YouTube. So a very fine selection. But you know what? You have found it, and Bear appreciates it. Bear appreciates everybody out there that's watched the videos over the years, commented, even liked it. I tell you what, Bear started out here. Let me get off of that. Back to the thumbnail. There we go. Bear started out with was going to start the channel. Had already done a couple pre-recorded videos there, so was trying to do it, kind of. One day after the next, hope to have like at least 3 or 4 videos up for people. When to go do it, they did the, what was it called? The Vox Adpocalypse. I think it's something to do with Steven Crowther out there. He was doing with something, and some guy came back at him, and that's when the Crowther YouTube channel got demonetized and everything. That's when Bear decided to start a channel, and then what? 2-3 months later, they decided to do the Kappa stuff, all the kids stuff out there. It was trying to do a wide age range out there. Try not to do anything. You'd hear some vulgar stuff out there on some of the other channels, like a Jack show or something like that. So I was trying to do it a little bit more sort of not as vulgar, kind of widen the age range there just a little bit. Oh no, you can't have this for kids or something like that. For crying out loud. So there went half of that, and then the Kappa stuff, and for crying out loud. I tell you, it is no easy feat getting here for 3 years, but we are here. So want to thank everybody out there, including Jiminy Cricket out there. Also Miguel started out here very early on, so want to thank him and everybody else out there. Also the lurkers and even our Russian bots. But I tell you what, people. We're just gonna head back. Right there. That would be the woods out there, people. Yes, indeed. All this thanking of people, it's made Bear hungry. Yes, indeed. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrrr. Grrrr. And grrrr. There we go.